What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Donnie B here. I got some bad news. My Galaxy Buds 3 Pro have left the chat. When I put them in, they do this horrific squeal, squelch, something. It's loud, and it hurts. And I'm going to upgrade. So every day now, a lot of you might know this. A lot of you might not. But I wear earbuds every single day, all day long, at least 5 days a week at my job. I run a cabinet shop, and I've always got earbuds in. So noise cancellation is important to me. Battery life is important to me. And what I typically do is these are my go-to. And then I also have the Pixel Buds 2 Pro 2. And I'll alternate between these, but these are my primary. Well, not now. These are my primary. And I have tried so many earbuds, and I typically buy a new pair every year. And when you wear them every single day, they wear out. And so I invest in good earbuds every single year. I mean, I've even got a tub of them right here. Like, these are all Galaxy Buds 1, 2, Pro, 3, Pixel Buds. Like, I used to buy 20, 30, $40 earbuds, and then I started actually investing in high quality earbuds, and the difference is astronomical. So I don't think I'm going to go back with another pair of these. Now, if they would have released a new pair like a Buds 4 Pro, which I think they're on like a 2-year cycle with their earbuds, Samsung is. If they would have done like a 4, I would have picked them up. My favorite were the Buds Plus, the Buds FE are great. I got those in there too. I might use those a little bit, but I've been thinking a lot about it, and I have a lot of sinus issues. I'm sure you can hear it in my videos. Sometimes I'm stuffy, sometimes my nose is runny, but I have a lot of sinus issues. And I recently got the Rode NTH100, and I love these. These are great headphones. They're comfortable. I wear them for hours at a time. And I've noticed that Sony just released the new XM6's, and I think we're going to go get them. Being in the wood shop, there's a couple things like, so used to, once upon a time, when wireless earbuds were kind of new, when you had them in, people wouldn't talk to you. Well, now they're so common that people would just come up to you and talk to you with them in. I used to not even play things. I used to have them just in my ear, not listen to anything, just to kind of keep people from talking to me. I know that sounds horrible, but it's the truth. I'm sorry. Not sorry. But I feel like if you have these on or something like the over the ear, then they're probably more fitting for a wood shop. They look like safety. Yeah, I think they do well. Now, the only thing I'm trying to decide is I really like the blue ones, but I think for dust, that fine white dust that comes out of the cabinet shop, I think the white ones might be best, but I really do like the blue ones. I don't want the black ones, but I like the blue ones a lot. They're expensive, man. And I'm thinking I'm going to go to Best Buy and get them. We got to go to Costco, and Costco and Best Buy are right next to each other. And I think I'm going to go get some. What do you think? Sony XM6's? I thought about getting the 5s, but the 5s won't lay flat. They don't fold. The 4s are a little dated. I mean, I want good noise cancellation. I run saws, I run planers, sanders, all that stuff. I want good noise cancellation. And but yeah, about the sinus issues, I feel like between the dust that I breathe, and I wear safety glasses and I wear masks, but I still get a lot of dust. I still get a lot of sinus infections. I feel like the earbuds play a role in that, because all that stuff's connected, man. All them holes, they're connected. I feel like it plays a part. It couldn't be good for you to have these in your ear all the time. I keep them clean. I clean them with alcohol several days a week, and I just feel like, I don't know, it couldn't be good for your hearing too, to have something that close to your ear. Like the Pixel Buds give me notifications all the time that they're too loud. Samsung doesn't do that, and I try to be mindful of it. But sometimes when you're running a saw, you got to overpower that saw to hear the podcast or the music that you're listening to. I just feel like over the ear is the right way to go. And the 6s pack up smaller, the case is smaller, they lay flat. I feel like they will be better than the XM5s. Plus, the noise cancellation is supposed to be the best on the market right now. And I saw some used ones on Amazon. I don't know. I think I'm going to go to Best Buy and get them since we're going to Costco. So what I'm going to do is take y'all with me, right? It just hurts, man. Like, you know, yeah, I can make a video about them and recoup that in my taxes later, but that's a lot of money for those things, man. I do have some Best Buy points built up, or like certificates or something like that. So I think I can get them down to around $400, which is what the 5s are going for. I think the 5s are $399, but $400, that's a big coin to just drop on some headphones. So I hope they're worth it. And yeah, we're gonna go get them, and then we're gonna come back here and we're gonna unbox them. And I'll probably do like this video and then the unboxing and the review all in one. So this is probably all going to play over about a week. So, all right, here we go. Let's go get them. Sony XM6's. Don't judge me. All right, 3 things. Number 1, Lauren has decided to take up baking and is making homemade banana pudding. Number 2, Chuchi turns 2 years old today. And number 3, I just picked up the Sony XM6's. So let's talk about it. Okay. All right. Well, we got them. And I'm going to tell you something. It doesn't feel great. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. I have so much buyer's remorse right now. But me and Lauren talked about it, and props to her for saying it's cool. She's never tried to stop me before when it comes to purchases, but it's something I literally use 40 hours a week. It's a tool. It's basically a tool for me. Now, is it a tool for you? I cannot recommend yet that somebody go and pay $500 for headphones. It's a lot. Oh, wow. They're nice. All right, so inside the case, good top-down shot. Inside the case, we got headphones and a couple cables. So USB-C for charging, and oh wow, do they do? Can you run these wired as well? Yeah, dude, there's a 3.5 on them. Is that on? Why is it so dark over here? What are we missing? That'll help. Now they look so good. They seal so well on the head. Wow. All right. I'm hoping that these are charged up. At least some. The case is nice. It's all molded neoprene, or actually that's like Alcantara.
Alright guys, so I've been using the Sony XM6's for exactly a week now, and I have some thoughts. There's mostly pros, but there are a few cons. I feel like they could have done a little bit better, especially with that premium price tag. But we'll get into all that in just a little bit. First, let's start with the outside of them. First things first, they do feel and fit extremely premium. I mean, I still can't say that they're worth that hefty price tag, but they are very, very nice, very comfortable, and they even look good. And I still can't get over the isolation that you can have from the outside world if you choose to have that. But they look good, they sound good. I mean, I wouldn't expect anything less for that price tag. And I know I'm gonna harp on that price a lot, but it really it's a lot of money, and it's something that not everybody's going to be willing to pay for, or is in the budget for, or I mean, it's a lot. I get it. A very unique set of circumstances, the reason that I bought them. And maybe you just are into really, really nice things, or maybe you use headphones every day like I do. But that's going to be like the main deciding factor on these headphones for a lot of people is the price. But they really are super premium. Just the feel of them is nice. And the only over-the-ear I have to compare it to are these ones from Rode. And these are the NTH 100s. And I thought these were great. These are a little more comfortable on the ears. But I know they're not in the same category as headphones. But that's the only thing I had to compare them to. So one thing I noticed right off the bat was that the vegan leather ear cups, they do build up a lot of sweat. Like within, I don't know, I guess it depends on temperature, but within an hour or so of wearing them, it's starting to get a little moist right around in there. And I don't know, it's comfortable, and I think that has a lot to do, or has a lot of the heavy lifting when it comes to the noise cancellation. Is just the isolation by itself. But as you can see, I chose to go with the blue ones. They do come in 3 different colors. You have the white, black, and then the navy blue. I thought the black might be more of a fingerprint magnet, and especially working in a dusty environment, it might just show a lot more in the dust, and the white would get dirty really, really quick. Turns out the blue is a fingerprint magnet too. You probably can't see. I guess you can see a few of them, but it does. It's a fingerprint magnet. But it's just one of those things that you just got to get over. I don't think the white would show up as bad, but I do feel like it would show dirt a lot quickly. So one thing they brought back with the XM6's over the XM5's is the ability to fold. One thing this does is that it allows the case to be a lot smaller and flatter, and you have the ability to put them around your neck and let them lay flat on your chest. I think this is a huge, and I don't know why they did away with it on the 5's, but I'm glad to see that they brought them back. So going around the outside, on the right side ear cup is where your power button and your noise cancellation is going to be, but there's also a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack where you can run these in a wired configuration. I have messed around with this a little bit when editing a video. You do not have the noise cancellation or ambient sound when running with the 3.5 millimeter cable, but with Bluetooth 5.2, you connect to your device and you have all your features. Now back to that mappable button. So one tap will cycle through ambient sound and noise cancellation, but you can map a double tap or triple tap to whatever streaming platform you use. So on the right side is where all your haptics are, and they are 98% awesome. They work so well 98% of the time. So to play, pause, or answer a call, you would do a double tap, and then to reject a call is a triple tap. But one feature I find to be incredibly useful is the ability to seek through a song or podcast. Now this is something I didn't have on any other set of headphones or earbuds that I was using at the time. But if you tap and slide forward or backwards, then you can jump ahead 15 seconds. I'm not sure if this is a Spotify only thing, because I know when you skip ahead in Spotify, it's 15 seconds at a time. But I don't have any other streaming platforms to test this on. But you can seek through with just a tap and a slide. Now where it sucks at is the volume. So if you tap and then slide up or down, this is where you adjust volume. And it adjusts in such a minuscule amount every swipe. It's just like, to get from 0 to 100, I mean, you would have to just sit there and go to town on that thing. I wish that this was a adjustable setting, but it's not. I find it easier just to adjust the volume on your device, or just pause it if you're trying to listen to somebody talk. Speaking of listening to somebody talk, it does have a feature called Speak to Chat, where when it detects someone talking to you or you talking, it will automatically enable ambient sound. I found this to be kind of somewhat touchy and glitchy at best, where even at its lowest sensitivity setting, it would detect random noises in the background and then turn ambient sound on. Now you can adjust the delay for how long it switches ambient sound off, but even at the lowest setting at 5 seconds, it was incredibly annoying to have it on. I just disabled it altogether. You might have better luck with it though. Now I don't really have any kind of way to prove to you how good the sound quality is without some kind of expensive microphone setup, so I guess you're just going to have to kind of take my word on it. But I do feel like Sony wouldn't put such a hefty price tag on it if it didn't have great sound. Now, speaking of natural sound, the ambient sound is probably the most natural I've ever experienced. A lot of times when it comes to other headphones and earbuds, the ambient sound or transparency mode just sounds real tinny and echoey, like you're talking into a bucket. But these are so clear, it's almost as if you're talking to someone on the telephone. And the noise cancellation is also probably the best I've ever experienced. Now, they claim to be the best in class, and with that price tag, you got to kind of believe it. And it's using 12 different microphones to kind of analyze the sound and noise around you and process it from there. Now, it has 4 on each cup mesh grills, and I don't know if they're putting 2 microphones in certain spots or how they're doing that, but there's definitely 4 spots on each cup where it's just analyzing basically all the way around. And they say that it's trained with over 500 million voices for its noise cancellation. I don't even know what that means. It sounds impressive. It might just be marketing hype. I don't know where you would get 500 million voices from, but it really is good. It's so good. Now, when I'm working in the cabinet shop and I got these on, it's almost somewhat dangerous in a way, because with the table saw running or the sanders and all that, I really can't even hear it. It just tunes all that stuff out. It's absolutely incredible. Now, call quality. Now, this is where like I start getting into some of the cons over the pros. So one thing I experienced, like when say I'm sitting in here and I'm talking on the phone, it sounds so good. Like you couldn't even tell that I was on a pair of headphones. All right, well, here's the audio you can expect to get with the XM6's. Now, I assume it's going to be pretty much the same on call quality. I don't know how to record the actual call quality, so this is just recording with the camera. But the noise cancellation really is top tier with these things. Still not quite sure if it's worth that hefty price tag, but they work great. They feel great. They're comfortable. I wear them all day long, and I don't have any complaints other than the price. That's hard to get over. But so this is the audio that you can expect to get when it's connected to a phone. But when you get into situations like riding in the car with the road noise, or standing in my workshop and there's a fan blowing, like only the slightest thing will make that break up. Like I don't know if it's wind reduction or what it is, but if there's any kind of disturbance whatsoever to the exterior microphones, it just makes it super choppy and hard to understand. Now, a lot of times, like say I call Lauren from inside the cabinet shop, she's constantly saying, "Huh? What'd you say? What'd you say? What'd you say?" But like if I were sitting in here talking to her, she wouldn't even be able to tell that I was on headphones. So this is an example of what I was talking about when riding down the road. So we're driving 45 miles per hour. We'll probably get up to about 50. But it seems to have like a crackle to it. There's definitely some noise in there, and I don't know what's causing that. And there's very little road noise. The AC is off, the windows are not down, but it seems to have some kind of a crackle to it. And I can't figure out exactly what's causing that. I don't know if it's the sensitivity of the speakers or if it's like cabin pressure, or I don't know, but it definitely has some room for improvement. You know, they say it was trained on 500 million AI voices. It seems to me like they should have trained it on 501 million, and one of them being riding in a car, because that's kind of, now I normally wouldn't ride around like this, 100%. I get it, but some people might. Truck drivers might. I mean, it should work. All right, so now I have the air conditioner. So now I have the air conditioner blowing directly on my face, and it's doing a great job of filtering that out on my end. I don't know if it's doing it on your end. We're going to learn together. But this is with noise cancellation turned on, air conditioner blowing full speed right at my face. And here, I'm going to crack the window just so you can hear. That's too much. Go there. Alright, so this is with noise cancellation turned on, window down, AC blowing, about as much noise as I can introduce in this scenario. But it just seems to have a lot of crackling and just noise in the audio. Oh, another thing that I found to be a negative is that these, that I could not find anywhere online or in any documentation, is that these have no IPX rating. So for these vegan leather ear cups to generate so much sweat, and to not have any kind of IP rating for moisture or sweat or any kind of dust rating is kind of surprising for such an expensive pair of headphones. Like, I would think these would have at least an IPX4. I think the 5s had an IPX4 rating, or maybe it was the 4s. The previous generations had an IPX rating, but I couldn't find anything online about these being rated for dust, sweat, or moisture. All right, before we move on to the app, I want to talk about battery life. Now, the battery life has been incredible, and they say that for a 3-minute charge, you get a 3-hour playtime. Now, I don't know if that equates to, say, 1 minute of charging equals 1 hour of playtime. It's kind of what it sounds like, but I've charged these once. I think I charged them on Wednesday, which was the middle. I bought them on a Sunday. Today is Sunday. I charged them on Wednesday, and I wear them 8 hours a day the entire week, and I am still at 62% battery life. Let me see if I can get that up there. See right there, 62%. That's pretty impressive for noise cancellation all day long for 8 hours. Well, minus an hour for lunch, but all day long noise cancellation. Usually that's pretty taxing on a battery. I don't know the milliamp hour of the battery, but it's got to be either a huge battery or incredible software that's just managing that power in a very efficient way. All right, and now for the app. I feel like in 2025, it's super important for a company to design a proper app. I feel like if you've got a bad app nowadays, then chances are you probably got a bad product. I mean, it really is part of the product purchase is the app. I mean, because they're pretty much useless without it. So if you got a crappy app, you probably got a crappy product. Sorry for you companies out there that get crappy apps. I'm not going to name you, but for example, the Wear app for Samsung I found to be incredibly intuitive and easy to understand and to get the desired settings that you wanted to. And Sony's not far from that. There are a few things that were a little confusing, but there are a lot of features that are packed in here. One of them being that you have background, which you can, and it really does sound like music's playing in the background. Now, there's several different modes when it comes to background music. It can be cafe. It could be my room, like say I'm in this room right here and there was music playing in a speaker behind me, or it could be living room where you're watching TV and it's kind of like a surround sound. Really cool how they do that. I don't know how they do it. It's some kind of wizardry, but I don't want to say it's a gimmick. I just leave them in normal mode. They sound great. You can turn the volume down. I don't know why you would want to act like you were sitting in a cafe, but it's there if you want it. Now, another thing that I thought was really cool is the Equalizer. So, like I said earlier, I am not an audiophile by any means. And whenever I look at an Equalizer with all those sliders, I don't know what that means. I don't know what does what. I understand this is low end, this is high end, but all that stuff in the middle, I avoid it. I don't know how to use it. And so what Sony has done is you can play a song and then it will give you a selection of 6 different options, and you can cycle through those 6 options and pick the one that sounds best to you. And then it does it in 3 steps. So the second step is 5 options, and then you pick which one sounds best. And I think the last step was 5 options too. And then you pick one that sounds the best, and it sets a custom EQ for you, because everybody's going to hear music differently. And so you can really tailor that to the sound that you like. Now, I did that twice. I did it once with music and I did it once with podcast, and they did end up being totally different. So with music, I tend to be a little less treble and a little more mid. And with podcasts, I like the treble to be a little bit higher and the basses to be a little bit lower. And I was able to dial that in exactly how I liked it by using their selection process. It's pretty cool, pretty simple too. Now, it also has what's called adaptive sound, and what this will do is it will turn on ambient sound and noise cancellation based on either activities or places. You can set it to turn on ambient sound at GPS locations. So like, say you were going to the subway every day, and when you're walking down the steps to get to the subway tunnel, you can have ambient sound turn on instead of having to do it yourself. I'm not sure like I would totally rely on that, but I mean that's pretty cool. And another thing to mention, and this is kind of critical, I couldn't get notifications on my phone through my text messages until I agreed to GPS location. I thought that was a little fishy at best, because when I was first setting them up, I declined the GPS settings. I didn't want to enable GPS permissions. And the first 2 days, like I missed so many text messages, and I couldn't understand why. And finally, I figured it out when I started playing around with adaptive sound, that I had to enable GPS to be able to get the messages. Now, you can have your messages read aloud to you. This was a feature that I really enjoyed on the Pixel Buds and the Galaxy Buds, is having my messages read aloud to me. And I thought I was going to miss that. And you can have all your notifications read aloud, but I just specifically choose to have text messages because I don't need to know what people are doing on Instagram or anything like that. So just another feature that I found to be really helpful. Now, one thing I found to be a little bit weird is that it has an activity log where you can go back and look at everything that you've listened to. I don't know why you would go to the Sony app for that. I don't know why you couldn't just go through YouTube Music or Spotify or whatever your streaming platform is. And you can opt out of that whenever you're setting it up for the first time. It asks you if you want to do this. I chose to opt out of it. I kind of recommend that you do too. I mean, they're probably just selling that to some advertising company anyway. And I just found it to be just a little bit fishy. Some water, man. It gets hot in here. I'm thinking about getting a thermometer just to kind of keep track of how hot it gets in here with all these lights and things. But I guess that's going to be it. Let me kind of look through my notes to see if there's anything I forgot. Oh, you can charge these while you're wearing them, while they're playing. So if the battery runs low, you got a battery bank in your pocket or plug them in the wall, whatever. You can charge them while you're listening to them. And I guess the only thing that I really don't find favorable about these is, one, the no IPX rating, two, the volume adjustment, but that's easily fixed with adjusting volume on your device, and three, the price. I mean, they really are expensive. I mean, it's hard to justify that. And I'm just going to be honest with you, just being open and transparent. I probably would not have picked these up if it was not for this YouTube channel. Now, this isn't sponsored. I did pick these up with my own money, but I did have some rewards points, and I had some like gift certificates for Best Buy, and I was able to get them down to about $400. So like, like, I know not everybody is going to be in that position. I don't know if I can honestly recommend these because of the price. They are fantastic in so many ways. They really are great. I've enjoyed using every second of them. They're just expensive. So if it's in your budget, yeah, I say go out and get them. If you've got a pair that you like that's a lot less, which I'm sure you do, maybe just kind of keep up with that. So I don't know. Just being honest with you, they are expensive. It's kind of a tough pill to swallow. So with all that being said, I really do appreciate each and every one of y'all. And again, this is not a sponsored video, but there will be affiliate links in the description below. So if you do decide to pick some up, if you use that link, it directly supports the channel. As always, take care of yourselves. You know you deserve it. I'm Donnie B, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Yeah. Let's show 'em what we're made of. Let's show 'em who we are. Okay. Yeah. Don't aim for the clouds, we gotta shoot